Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's video. My name's Rebecca of Artistrebeccals, and this is the channel where we have fun with art. And today is no exception, because we're taking a look at the Blackwing 602 pencils. Let's go. Okay guys, this was a huge treat for my birthday earlier in the year. I decided as a treat to myself that I would get myself this box. I actually got it from Jackson Art Supplies, and this was like my final order, which I didn't know would be my final order from them. But then they changed everything with their website, and it now means that it's not possible for me to buy. The shipping is ridiculous. And so this I actually got for my birthday, and it's the 602 range. Now Blackwing do lots of different varieties, but the 602 are known to be used by the Disney illustrators. And it's an in-between, like the best of the best pencil. What makes Blackwing particularly good is that it's a combination of graphite and clay. So artists find them particularly perfect for portrait sketches. So with that in mind, I have got a new blending stump, which was about 65 cents from Art Miranda. It's the Royal Talons one, and it is a 5mm, made in China, and these are made in America. They have like an aromatic smell to them. They're made of cedar wood, and it says on the back here that Blackwing pencils were used by award-winning creators throughout the 20th century. Despite a cult following, they fell victim to cost-cutting measures in the 90s and were discontinued. I mean, how is that even possible when people would have been using them? That's just crazy. But not forgotten, analog-minded devotees began paying as much as $40 for a single pencil. Okay, I don't think I'd have done that. My limit is, I think they're on Art Miranda. They sell them individually, and I bought 2 others singular, because I'm crazy lady. I have a thing for Blackwing pencils. I'm like collecting them and just staring at them at the moment. But they were just under €4 a pencil, which, considering how lovely they are, I'm okay with that. Because they bring out limited edition pencils, so you're kind of scared to death to touch them and use them. You want to put them in a museum cabinet and stare at them, which isn't the point of the pencil. So I am going to use them. So Blackwing acquired the brand in 2010 and brought who brought them back? I think they're Blackwing. Somebody acquired them, it doesn't say who. So we acquired the brand in 2010 and brought Blackwing back for a growing culture of artists, museums, and everyday people looking to unplug and live mindfully. That's what it says on the back. And then it says it's crafted with California incense cedar and Japanese graphite. It's an iconic design with replaceable eraser, and sales benefit music and arts programs in schools. And they're made in Japan. Isn't that lovely to see? Let's get a close-up on made in Japan. Doesn't that make a difference to where things are usually made? Made in Japan. I like that. Right, so it's hard to know if they're a Japanese brand or an American brand. I thought they were American. Anyway, who cares? Here we go. Now, I've taken the not elastic, it's like a sticker that keeps the lid on, because it's just here as like an indent. The lid is terribly loose, so you're going to want to put the pencils somewhere very safe if you keep them in the box. It's a nice sturdy box, but the lid is not it's not a tight fit, and I can just see, you know, the lid coming off and them all falling out. and I would cry. So I'm getting a wooden pencil box soon, and I will have one drawer dedicated to just Blackwing pencils. So off the lid comes. Now you get 12 of the 602s. So I've got 2 that are not, I don't think they're 602s. I bought 2 extra that don't belong in here, if I can find where they are. I was keeping them safe. There we are, there's 2. So this one is for supporting independent bookstores, and sometimes the eraser will change colour depending. Now I'm not sure if it's a pearl, if they use pearl, because they have what is it, natural, which is like just a wood plain pencil. They have pearl. Then they have the matte, which is just, when you scribble with the graphite, it won't be shiny, it will just be a matte black, deep black pencil. Or they have the 602, which is a combination of all the grades, basically. All the grades of graphite in one pencil. So you can go really light up to really dark, but it won't be matte. When you go really dark, it will be a shiny graphite. But this is a pearl, and it has a blue eraser. Now, I think sometimes when you buy the erasers, that almost tipped over. When you buy, the erasers can be replaced and bought separately to refill. I find if you use the eraser, as it starts getting shorter, the more you bring it up, the clamp doesn't hold it so well. That's the only thing I've been noticing. With the 602, that is. But the pearl, that's my first pearl. But it doesn't say it's pearl. This is literally just pink. I had to have a pink Blackwing. I just had to. So that was it. So then these are the 12 lovely, not sharing 602 pencils. And these will last me a very long time. They're going to have to. Well, I can buy individually now from Art Miranda. So hopefully they will never, ever vanish and won't do anything to stop me from buying from them. And I'll always have access. So I won't feel so desperate of having to stockpile. And so these come with the pink eraser. The same as the ones that support, oh, in fact, no, they don't, no. That has its own unique eraser. So that's the thing about buying the special edition pencils. I think they come with unique eraser colour. You can't always get hold of the different colours. This is standard eraser colour that you can buy easily refills for. And they come unsharpened. So my Hovel brass sharpener comes in terribly handy because I can shape them. And the point of these, it says, half the pressure, twice the speed. So that's why they were so good for illustrators and still are today. And for doing your portrait quick sketches, thumbnailing, you're writing down music notes. They are really, really handy because the point of using Japanese graphite is it's the smoothest. That there's going to be no, and I have to agree, I haven't had any scratching. Normally when I use even, high-end graphite pencils, just your standard, you get scratching and it damages your paper and it's annoying. So using this, I've had no scratching at all. It's been smooth and very luxurious blending happens with the pencils. So I can't speak high enough of them. For me, they are worth just under €4 a pencil. And they sharpen terribly easy. It's not a challenge. Some pencils really struggle in a pencil sharpener. But even with the Hovel, it like real thick, heavy wood with plastic and stuff. This is perfect. It's so soft, so smooth, and doesn't take very long to sharpen it at all. So I think we need to sharpen one. And, well, I don't know whether we're going to sharpen another one or I'm going to actually get the one I already have out and I will do some quick sketching with it. But I wanted to show you guys the Blackwing pencils and the variety that they come in. And as I say, I'm going to get a wooden drawer by Meaden, the set of 4, and I'm going to be having a drawer dedicated to them. And I think I might still buy, when they come out with a collection again, if it happens to be pink again, I might have to get another one, it depends. But you can see, you could still fit a couple more in this box. So it's fitted 14 at the minute. But it's that lid that is just not safe. You know, you give it a quick shake and it'll come loose. So that's what makes me nervous. And also because it's thin, it's quite top heavy. So yes, you could lie down. I don't have space. Just, you know, careful. Right, so I'll get the get this opened. Get some scissors. I think it's always nice on video to have a clean blending stump. Yes, I am kind of lazy. I don't use the sandpaper to clean them very well because I clean them on paper when I'm doing my scapigliatas using Conte. Words of the wise, just want to tell you the difference between tortillons and paper blending stumps. This is a paper stump. It is papier-mâché, and I'm going to get as close as I can to show you what I mean. But you can see that this is completely paper. It is not going to unravel. Now, a tortillon is where it's paper. You get a sheet of paper and you roll it as tight as you can, really, really tight, and it will create a cone of wound up paper that's really, really tight. They're okay, but they are not what I recommend, because when you use the sandpaper to clean them, they will all come undone. It will unravel. They really are no good. I really don't like them. And I always thought they were called blending stumps, but they're not. I thought that this was a tortillon, but it isn't. This is a blending stump or a paper stump. They are papier-mâché and they're solid all the way through. You sand them, they won't unravel. It's just complete papier-mâché, which is brilliant. Now, let's get into sketching. Okay, so this is my half-sized one because I've used it so much. They are, in fact, selling half-sized versions of these. So they've obviously just, you know, cut them in half and then, you know, just selling them as half-size. I found these cute point protectors on Amazon. They're little cat paws. And I put it in there and it works very well. And we're not as expensive. You can buy Blackwing brass point protectors, but they were not going to fit in my pencil, my artist roll very easily. They're quite bulky, really, and I thought it was too expensive to justify having it brass or something. So I thought these were cute, they do the job, and I can identify where my Blackwing pencil is. So I'll put these little lovelies to one side and hope I don't bash them. And we're going to use the bamboo sketchbook, which is a miracle sketchbook for me for 2025. More artists need to try this. It is worth the money, whatever the price it says. You will be amazed that it's 105 GSM and you can use watercolor, mixed media, and pen and wash, anything you like. So, I have been filling mine with scapigliatas using a brown pen. I am in the process of getting Daniel Smith's walnut ink because I think it's light fast and it gives you that lovely old master sketch look. So I'm still going to be doing a scapigliata because I'm trying my best to have this sketchbook full of them, all kind of boaty scenes. And for me, mastering the angle for me to have the head that's slightly tipped is my struggle that I'm trying to capture because sometimes I can get it and sometimes I can't. And it just depends on the day, really. And also how I start it, because usually I would start it here and like do a line there and go there and then kind of wiggly. But actually, I think I've kind of got it this time without even thinking. So I say sometimes we can overthink. And I get terribly, I don't know, not stressed, but very, I guess, anxious. But I'm desperate to make it as I want. And sometimes you can just try way too hard and you have to just, go with it and relax. Take a breath. Now, mine isn't obviously mine. I am inspired by Leonardo da Vinci's Scapigliata, which is the unfinished, dishevelled head. He did not finish it. And it's the only of the old masters, the only thing I actually like of them, because it's a sketch. And I really do like that sketchy look. I don't like the finished work. I prefer the sketches. Not that he finished that, but just as a thing for me, I don't like... I like things like Constable, the landscapes and things, but I'm not keen on any of the old masters' work, really. Sketches, yes. Now, here comes the blending stump. Now, if I want to erase, and just gently do that, or we use the putty eraser, if I want to. But quite often, I will just be blending that out. It blends super, super lovely. And I just use the side. And very lightly, we're going to just be building up here. And this paper is bamboo and cotton rag. It's amazing. There's no way I would have ever said, if I was a betting person, I would have lost a lot of money. Because if Hahnemuhle had said, oh, we can make paper that is 105 GSM and you can tip a bucket of water on it and it's not going to actually cause any damage. A bucket is excessive, granted. What I mean is I am quite excessive with my water usage with watercolour. And if they had given it to me, there's no way I would have said it could take the amount of water that I use. But it did. You only get slight, like minimal, like wrinkling. That's all you get. There's no buckling, no warping as such. It doesn't curl, it doesn't lift up. I mean, it's just amazing. Really love this paper. But the sketchbooks at Art Miranda keep selling out. And it's really difficult, just like with the Fabriano Venezia. It's so hard to, it takes like at least 2 months at least for their stocks to replenish. And it's frustrating. And on Amazon, the A5 Hahnemuhle sketchbook is about 25 to 26 euro. Whereas Art Miranda have it for about 16 euro, roughly. So obviously I want to buy it from Art Miranda. When I'm doing the rest of my art order, it makes sense, doesn't it? Rather than having to then go to Amazon. But if I get desperate, I'm going to have to. Because it's still available, the pad of paper. The bamboo comes in pads, you see. And you can get it at 105 GSM, or you can get... I think it's 250 GSM. Can you imagine what that can do? if we're already having amazing results with the 105. Actually, I think this is coming out quite nicely, isn't it? I've actually got the tip. As I say, I can never tell. Never ever can I tell how they're going to come out. And I haven't got a reference. I think the more you do something, the more it's ingrained in your head. And I have been doing my 3 Men in a Boat scene. Well, that's from my head, actually. But if we're thinking about copying or being inspired by, I've been looking at the La Scapigliata for a long time. And so I have an idea of it imprinted in my head, kind of. But it's always evaded me, that tip, to get the angle of the head. But I would say I'm quite happy with that. The next thing that will annoy me is like the hair, and I put too much on it, or there's not, but it's, you know, at least I've got the actual tip of the head. It's great. And then it's like, I need a bit of the neck to come and the top to kind of finish here. It looks better, the Scapigliata, I have to say, in Sangrian, you know. This is the first one I've done in pencil, but it's still nice to use the Blackwing. And it's just, can you see my point that we're getting different tones from this one pencil? You don't have to buy a set of graphite pencils in different grades from 2H up to 9B. You can actually just have this one pencil and it will do the rest for you, because it all depends on the pressure that you are applying. You're going to ask me, does it erase well? Well, we can try with the built-in eraser. Where shall we erase? Well, let's see. I will do her cheek. We'll do a mark here. There we are. We've done a mark there. And then we will get the eraser, the putty eraser, which I don't particularly like using because of the texture of it. But I do agree it's very handy. Let's see. You can pick up here ever so easy. You see there? It's made it lighter. I don't particularly want to do too much. It does very well for highlights. So we've ruined that. We've got to go back in again. Now, let's go back over very lightly. You need very little graphite, really. It's all about blending. And that's really the case when you're doing charcoal and Conte. It's all about blending, because you want to blend everything into the grain of the paper. And you don't want to be too harsh. You want to go very slow and do your circular motions and really get it into each little bit of the surface of the paper. This is where I will be patient. I'm not good with coloured pencils where you've got to do circular motions all the time. But with things like this, it just happens automatically. And we have very little over here. It's kind of more light. You see, you can clean your stump on the paper. You don't actually have to use that much graphite. And a bit of housekeeping. If you could please like my video, give me the thumbs up. It helps YouTube to know you've enjoyed my content and they'll promote it to more people. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. Subscribing is free to my channel and it's just the follow button. And again, the more of you that do that, it shows YouTube that you enjoy my content. And each time I upload a video, you won't miss it because you'll be notified. So it's a win-win. Thank you very much. And exciting news, as of March 2025, I am actually selling original artwork. I'm offering them for sale. And you can purchase them through my special Stripe payment links in my social media. My special payment links in my social media. Each artwork is completely exclusive and completely unique, all hand painted, hand drawn. I use mixed media. They are birds. So I'm doing watercolor bird illustrations. Some will be single birds and some will be multiple birds on one sheet. Each size is A5. So that's about 14 by 21 centimetres. I do worldwide shipping for €12.90. And each artwork is for sale for €55. They are exquisitely drawn and it's all by eye technique. I don't trace them. I don't use light boxes. And I don't use the graphite trace down. So a lot of work goes into each one. There should be a link in my description below. If not, you'll be able to reach me on my Instagram. That link will be below. We just add a bit of shadow here. And we're getting there. Definitely taking shape now. And the eyes are very dark. I think we are getting there. Put some dark around here. Got to get really, just define the jaw and get really dark under the chin there. I have to say I'm so excited about selling my original artwork, and how I'm doing it is so much easier for me and you. I am not using third-party sellers like Etsy. It's been so frustrating trying to find a way to sell it. And it was just all under my nose at the time. I am not a huge business, I'm not corporate. I am a small, independent little artist. And I don't need a website with Shopify that you've got to pay monthly for, and it's too complicated, it's too hard, it's too much work for me. I don't have the energy or time to do all this website maintenance, to just it's just awful. It's just awful. I have tried, and it's just too hard. It's too time consuming for me, and it ends up taking over the creativity. And I'm not looking to be like a millionaire person. I literally just want my artwork to be available for sale at an affordable but fair price. And so €55 is fair for all the time I've put in. And they are all one-offs. They will never be created again. And so there's a little sadness when each one goes out the door, I feel sure, but also a lot of happiness to know that they will be in a home where they will be valued and appreciated. I'm thinking of getting one of those, what are they called, smart bird feeders, where there's a camera in there, because I'm very into birds and obviously looking after them and drawing them, illustrating them. And so the smart bird feeders capture on video each time when one comes in to feed. And I'm still researching. I think I might get Bird Buddy. I don't know. I mean, my research so far is saying that Bird Buddy is the better one, with a solar panel roof so it can recharge itself. And so I don't have to keep bothering with getting the camera in and recharging it and putting it back outside and all that faff. It sounds like it could possibly be something beneficial for the birds as well as for me, because getting the perch extender that is sold separately that I'm going to get, it means that larger birds can also they can perch on it, because larger birds need more space for perching. So it means that our doves and pigeons will be able to also feed and have their photo taken. And that will help with my inspiration as well, to actually get the live birds in our garden and see them up close. It's all very helpful for artists as well as books and everything. I think we're not far off finishing this now. Let's do another layer on the top. And then when it is done, how I fix it will be to spray it with water, because the water fixes the graphite. Sometimes I use milk, like Vincent Van Gogh used to do. He used to pour glasses of water, probably out of frustration. He would tip them all over his work, his sketches. But the casein in the milk fixed the graphite. Whether he knew that at the time, I don't know. And we'll just define up here and get in under the chin. I've done hardly any editing on this video, just editing out any coughs or sneezes or telephone rings or things like that. But this is in real time. Yeah, I think almost, I don't want to ruin it. Yeah, I think I'm going to kind of leave it there. So, that is that, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope that you found this helpful. And I'm going to catch you really soon on the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.